There's nothing wrong with that. Some players tend to think, oh my god, I'm making too many queens, that could be problematic, or that sort of thing. All this is, lost my train of thought. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, a lot of people freak out at the fact that there are queens, you know, like, people only like to have as many queens as they have hatcheries, but queens are so useful, not just against air, but they're good against air because they only cost money. They're only 150 each, so that means you can save all your gas for your upgrades, and you can get transfusion, which is a super strong ability for any of you who have not played around with it. So, Jesus, what is going on in Idra's mind right now, right? This is an absolutely insane game when compared to the last one. Look at all these forces of Nony moving in. Non-stop harassment start to finish. There was even a pylon that was thrown down here at this hatchery. I mean, big aggression by Nony. But Nony's just sort of calmly sitting here. Yeah, he's losing queens. He's making more overlords. And the Hydros are going to pop out just in time. And they're going to do tons of damage. I love that he has these Hydros pulled back here doing damage to these Phoenixes. Do we have non-stop queen production? Not quite. We did just a moment ago, but a lot of target firing on the Phoenixes because they are the unit that is going to maintain the aggression in this situation. And this is going to be a very tough spot for Idra, but Hydras are expensive. You can't really support 2 hatches worth of larva-injected unit production. Really, you can just support 2 hatches without queens and do non-stop Hydra. And look at, once you just get 5 or 6 Hydras, you can rip apart a gateway army. So yeah, that looked a little bit scary for Nony. Okay, so I'm actually going to intentionally only select Idra's units. Oh my god. This looked like a just barely defense, right? Okay, so let's describe what just happened. 4 queens were made for Idra early on. He lost all of them. He lost all of his early lings. He had units in his main. He lost a bunch of overlords. Holy shit. Idra looks like he's losing. Nony looks like he has the advantage. Yeah, but this is a misconception that a lot of people have when they watch these games. In fact, the person who just defended the attack almost always is at somewhat of an advantage. So let's think about the situation and just note some numbers. So Idra, who I intentionally selected during this battle, is at 58 food. What is Nony at? 42 food. Oh my god. Idra has 50% more stuff than Nony at this point in time. That attack could have potentially been brutal. I think the move up to the main was a little bit of a blunder by Nony. Perhaps just force fielding and moving directly down to the Expo, leaving 2 sentries there. That maybe would have worked out a little bit better, but I mean, already Idra in this position, it's like, oh my god, you have so won. And again, you know what? I'm actually going to back up to right after that battle again. Let's just back up a touch. Let's keep scooting back. Okay, so here is the battle. Oh, by the way, for any of you who didn't know, if you hit B, it backs the replay up. Very, very nice hotkey when you want to review replays. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do a little pauseroo here. Let's look at some more numbers. Let's go to the unit counting station. Look at this. 37 drones for Idra, 26 probes for Nony, and Nony doesn't even have an expansion up. Such unbelievably clear lead right now for Idra. Just great solid play. I know he's going to remake his queens. He's going to have some overlords he has to remake. He doesn't quite have any upgrades yet, but there are just a massive number of Hydras coming. I'm actually going to keep this production tab up, because let's note the production that Idra does after that insane battle. We have some more Phoenixes coming in, trying to be annoying, because that's really all Phoenixes can do. I mean, if they just shot the ground, you'd call it harassment, but the fact that it's a spell that lifts the drone up, it just makes it sting a little bit more, so of course they are a little bit annoying. So we do see 2 queens being made for Idra, and oh, what is he doing now? Well, he's making more drones. He has spotters outside the front. He knows when the next big ground push is coming. This little Zergling, remember him? He was doing a lot of work early on. He scouted this whole area at the start to make sure that there were no sort of hidden warp gates or anything like that, or hidden pylons, so Idra's reasonably confident that no sort of big push is right around the corner. And look, more drones, more drones. What is he doing? He's setting up an evolution chamber, and he's making more drones. Drones are so important. Oh my god, they're so key. He's putting guys in the gas here. He's just expanding the creep out a little bit more. If there's one criticism I could give to Idra, it would be that he doesn't quite use as many creep tumors as he should. But of course, he is a scary enough player as it is, so no big deal. And doing some more little zapping. Can't quite take out the queen. Notice that still some drones being made. Only just now are more Hydros being made. And And wow, a lot of Hydralisks being made now. This Queen's like, yeah, and ends up backing up just in time. And then a Spore Crawler here, just some more nice defense. I would like something being researched at this Evo chamber, but, you know, can't win them all. And now suddenly Idra, whoa, ends up building a whole bunch of Hydralisks. Now, that's kind of funky. He waited a really, really long time to do that, but let's back up some more. Let's just do a little bit backup in action. This may have been a little bit of a blunder to not actually see this army moving out. But either way, coincidentally, the timing worked out very, very nicely for Idra. So, just so much focus on drones, big focus on Hydralisks in the mid-game. And notice that there are a few other adjustments that are different between this game and the last. Honestly, it looks like Idra may have done something completely different. But again, before we have any more action happen, let's just note how incredibly, insanely similar these two games are. Same opening, 14 pool, 16 hatch, getting a geyser around 20-ish, getting that early overlord, getting a second queen right after the first one, getting Zergling speed with the first 100 gas, getting layer with the next 100 gas, pumping drones, getting a geyser when your layer starts, making tons and tons of drones until about 40 food. You want to begin adding in more Zerglings, maybe even around 35 food. In this game, in the last game, we saw a lot more drones, 2 more evolution chambers for a total of 3, and another expansion. In this game, it was 1 evolution chamber, no expansion, more focus on units. Seems completely reasonable, right? In both games, there was a big focus on Hydralisks in the middle stages. Same thing in the second game as well as the first. So that's probably the big thing that I would note, is that in a big map, the general theme I'm seeing is that Idra probably wants to get a 3rd base up a lot faster, and get his upgrades up a lot faster, and then focus on units. On a map like this, where he's suffering a bunch of aggression, make a lot of units first, and then expand, and then get the upgrades. Notice that's just a swap. Drones and expansion and upgrades first, then lots of units. That was Metalopolis. On this one, it's get all the units first, and some of the upgrades, then expand and get all the rest of the upgrades. Very, 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 very simple, clear, awesome, cool gameplay. Flexible, baller. And it's so important that you make this mental link up in your head. Note, wow, Idra really is doing the same thing in both of these games. Because then you will learn your own race a lot faster. This is not Idra doing a different build on Scrap Station. This is not him having a completely unique set of timings stored away with absolutely no direction. This is him just readjusting his play to what he's seeing here. So look at this. 92 food against 74 food. So Nony does throw down some force fields and gets in here. Oh my goodness, isn't it so scary? Oh, look at all these juicy overlords. It's not as scary as it looks. This is more annoying than anything. This reminds me a lot of in Starcraft I when a Protoss player would run 12 Zealots with speed into your main. All these units, literally, the reason this doesn't bother me at all as Zerg is that all these units literally are dead. None of these units are going to make it out of here alive. It's not like if Nony attacked the front, force fielded here, did some damage here, and then could pull out again where the damage would be done. No, no, no. All these units are getting sacrificed. So the question is, will they actually do enough damage? So Nony's target firing this. Oh my god. Even if this layer fell, I would still be pretty comfortable as Zerg. I just have such a gigantic army. So here comes Nony in a little bit of a bind. Do I target fire the layer? Do I attack? Either way, everything's going to die. Holy Jesus, look at that. Look at that Hydralisk count. And then, again, okay, looked scary for Nony at the start, but I think most people would look at this and say, oh yeah, Idra is in the lead. Because, you know, we have the advantage as the observer to sort of go over here and go, wow, yeah, there's really not that much left in Nony's main. That was a little bit of an all-in attack. I mean, 54 food for Nony, 100 food for Idra. But I still want you to internalize this feeling I'm trying to describe. How when all these units get into your main, don't panic. Just kill them off and think to yourself, yeah, I'm in great shape. Same goes, for instance, if there's a Reaper bunker rush or if there's just a regular Marine bunker rush. And you defend it, so often the player will go, oh my god, I only barely defended that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I really hope that I can actually hold the rest of this game. No, you're in a huge lead. You're doing great. He committed Reapers, a bunker, his tech. Everything was all in right there. So, really like this play by Idra. And now he's happily just going to get a whole bunch of Hydralisks and go attack. And we're going to speed this up. God, that is a ton of Hydralisks. And then what do we do here? Well, we just make more drones. We have a huge attack coming. No reason to commit more to the attack. We already have total map control. We can make drones and just invest in expanding later. So, yep, Idra just cleaning things up nice and neatly. Huge numbers of Hydralisks, but look at how similar those builds were. Look at how fantastic of a player Idra is. And that was an awesome series to cast. So, let me just adjust the screen a little bit. There we go. Fantastic. So I will be taking questions coming up in just a moment here. So if anyone would like to do a little poster ruha, I will read it aloud and respond. So Ellie64 said,